Hello my friends, here's a short tutorial videos series starting with some basic settings and information. Here we have the Alkatronic and the final unit, and when we are connecting to the unit we will first see the time, and after that the latest DKH value, when next measure will be done, and if the DKH is within the reference values or if any actions has been taken. On the side of the machine we have high professional lower fittings, which are the same sort that are used in medical care. And we have a reagent in and the water in to be tested, and the wastewater out, alkalinity solution in and alkalinity solution out. Here we have the BNC connection for transferring information for a 30-part aquarium computer, for example an Apex or GearChip. USB for the update, and another BNC connection for the further Alkatronic. In the inside on the machine we have a magnetic stirrer, and we have an intelligent probe holder with smart clicking functions for easy calibration and test pump accuracy usement. You can move them up and down and also click them out. We are very proud to present the high-ended and very beautiful and user-friendly app, especially designed for Alkatronic. Here we have the graph, and you see the history of the DKH values. The red dot means that the machine have done an interaction, in this case dosing carbonate solution, to get the KH up within the reference intervals again. Here you have the history in a sort of table form or chart form, and here you have the settings. It is very easy to install the machine, and also very easy to do the calibration process. We have a very good feature which we call test pump accuracy. Test pump accuracy is a good quick way to see if the pump is correct calibrated. The machine will give you alerts every 2 weeks and remind you calibrating the pumps. But anyway, you can always calibrate it more often or more seldom, and test pump accuracy will guide you when it's time to calibrate the pump. And the settings is here. If I put the settings, we can have a lot of nice features. We see the aquarium volume, we have the reference values within the machine is satisfied, and outside these reference values the machine do actions. We have action mode. If action mode is on, the machine will do actions. If actions mode is off, it will do no actions, just measure. Washout mode is a very good feature. Washout mode is a safety mode. If the machine seldom does an error measurement, it could always happen. Then it detects that and wash out that measurement and redo it. The washout mode you can deliberately choose as on or off, but it will always as default be on, enable. Baseline calibration is a very good, nice new feature in the coming software update very soon. It allows you to do some baseline calibration correcting for if you have some error in the reagent. As you mix the reagent yourself, it could always be some % deviation from the perfect mixing. The baseline calibration will allow you to adjust that and got to perfect accurate results, also with not perfect mixed reagent solution. Here you have the Wi-Fi settings, and here you have the intelligent socket, the socket plug. The socket plug is controlled by Alkatronic and can in turn control the calcium reactor or the belling station. Back to the graph, and you will see the nicely beautiful graph. Here is the black dot. The black dot is explaining that we had a washout algorithm. The washout, as I said, means that the machine redoing that to assure that it really was a correct measure. In this case, the machine did correct, but to be 100% sure, it re-evaluated it and did another measurement. The black dot means that. It's a safety function. And the red dot, as I said, is a dosing function from the machine. White dots means that the DKH is within the reference interval and is okay. You can have a lot of device with one app you can have a lot of Alkatronic, and you can delete or add more units in one single app. It's good for example, official aquarium with a lot of aquarium to control the DKH. Now I will give you a short instruction how to calibrate the pumps, as that is a regular maintenance and it is very easy. And that is actually the only thing you have to do to control and manage this machine when you once have set it up. Open the front door, of course, and then you take the pipe from pump C. It's a very easy and smart clicking function, so you can easily take it out. And you put it down in the measure vial, the small measure vial of 25 milliliters. You go to calibrate. And in this case, we choose to calibrate pump C. You choose pump C and you press calibrate. Now you take the test vial out and read. Now read the measure of the test cylinder, and here we can see that it is around 9.1 milliliter. Tap the 9.5 in the dialog box, press the volume and press 9.5 and press OK, and everything is done. Now I want to demonstrate the measure cycle. The machine is of course measuring according to schedule that you are setting in the settings. Here I have every 3 hours the machine will do a measurement, but you can of course do manual measurements, extra measurements so to speak, and that you are doing by pressing start. And then the machine will do an extra measurement, and I will use that to describe a complete measure cycle. I'm pressing the start, and you can hear the machine is now starting with the high precision stepper motors to take new water to measure. Here is now the first phase. The machine is now rinsing, and also after that refilling from the aquarium the water to be tested. You see the magnetic stirrer to perfect blending the reagent and the aquarium water. And you can see the pipette now is distributing perfect amount of reagent, and the pH electrode will measure the descending pH of the water. This process is proceeding until the machine is ready. The measuring phase is also followed from the LCD display, and you see figures to the right. The figures to the right is not the KH, it's the pH. The pH which an indicating that the process is correctly performed. And there we have the measure ready. 7.56 DKH is the result, and now the machine will go in some rinsing phases, etc. And after that we will have a standby display with the actual DKH measurement, and if machine will do any actions from that. Let us now look at the other measurement and see if this value was accurate or not. The measurement before this 7.56 was 7.53, as you see here. So the only deviation, thus the precision, is 0.03 DKH. It's a very high precision, and it's very hard to beat that. And that is due to the precision motor, the calibration process, and the user-friendly calibration process, so you can't actually do not succeed with that. Now the machine is ready, and you have the new DKH measure ready. You can see it, 7.56, and next measure will be taken 2 p.m. and the DKH is okay because it is within my settled reference intervals. Also have a look, I have a BNC connection, as you see. And immediately the new value is transferred to the aquarium computer, and it says exactly the 7.60. That is deliberately rounded up because we rounded to next tenth concerning the third-party aquarium computer. The value was 7.56, and that is correctly transferred to aquarium computer here to 7.60. This increases the possibilities to handle the DKH from the Alkatronic. The Alkatronic can handle it itself as it's a completely standalone, both dosing carbonates and all closing sockets to, for example, a calcium reactor. But you can also send the signal to a third-party aquarium controller and thus further increase the futures of the machine. And now finally have a look here. The new value 7.56 is transferred to the app. You can see it there, the last measured value, and also of course here in the graph. Thank you very much for listening, and stay tuned for more tutorials very soon. We are soon releasing a very nice and new firmware update, and also stay tuned for other improvements we always are doing with Alkatronic.